Hey everyone, welcome back to Simple English Cast, the cozy little corner of the internet where English feels simple, natural, and human.
And where you can relax, learn real English, and slowly become more confident every single day.
I'm Alex,
And I'm Meera.
and today we're talking about something that sounds incredibly easy.
But secretly makes almost everyone panic.
Exactly. Today's topic is how to talk about yourself in English naturally,
Not like a robot.
not like a textbook.
And definitely not like you were reading your resume out loud at gunpoint.
Yes, because somehow, the moment someone says,
Tell me about yourself.
the brain completely shuts down.
Gone.
Empty.
Nothing left.
Nothing left.
Suddenly, you forget your personality, your hobbies, your dreams, your entire life story.
You even forget your own age for a second.
Exactly.
You're standing there like, I am human.
You know what's funny?
What?
We spend our entire lives with ourselves.
True?
Nobody knows us better than we know ourselves.
And still, when someone asks us to talk about ourselves,
It suddenly feels impossible.
I think it's because the question feels too big.
Yes.
Where do you even start?
Your job?
Your childhood?
Your dreams?
Your favorite pizza topping? Very important information.
Obviously.
But seriously, people often think they need to give one perfect answer.
And that pressure makes everything harder.
Exactly. And for English learners, there's another layer.
You're thinking about what to say,
And also how to say it in English.
which means your brain is doing two jobs at the same time,
And the result is usually panic.
or speaking too fast,
Or forgetting words you normally know.
or saying something strange and then replaying it in your head for 3 years.
Why do humans do that?
I don't know, but we all do it.
Okay, let's talk about the biggest mistake people make when introducing themselves.
Oh, yes.
The robotic introduction.
The classic one.
Hello, my name is John. I am 27 years old. I live in Chicago. I am an accountant.
And then silence.
Painful silence.
Because technically the English is correct, but emotionally it feels dead.
Exactly. Real conversation needs personality,
It needs warmth,
small details,
energy.
something human,
So what does a natural introduction sound like?
simple, relaxed, personal.
For example,
Hey, I'm Meera. I work in design, mostly branding stuff, and honestly, I spend way too much money at coffee shops.
see? That already feels real.
Because it gives people something to respond to.
Exactly. A good introduction starts a conversation.
It doesn't just deliver information.
It doesn't just deliver information.
Let's give listeners some examples.
Good idea.
Hi, I'm Alex. I grew up near the coast, so I still miss the ocean all the time.
Nice, warm, personal, easy to continue. Hey, I'm Meera. I've been living in Berlin for a few years now, and I still get lost almost every weekend.
Very relatable. I work in marketing, but honestly, most of my day is just drinking coffee and answering emails.
That sounds painfully accurate. And notice something important.
What?
Your none of these sound perfect.
Exactly.
And that's actually why they sound natural.
Okay, after introductions, people often ask questions like, where are you from?
What do you do?
What's your background?
And this is where people start sounding too formal again. Yes, because they start listing information instead of telling a story.
Like this.
I studied business. I worked in sales. I moved to Toronto.
Correct English.
But emotionally, flat. Now listen to this version.
I originally studied business, but after a few years in sales, I realized I wanted something more creative, so eventually I moved into advertising.
That feels alive.
Because there's movement,
There's emotion.
there's a journey.
Here are some very natural phrases you can use.
I grew up in.
I grew up in a small town.
I grew up near the mountains. I ended up. This one is amazing because life rarely goes exactly to plan.
True.
I studied psychology, but I ended up working in film production. These days,
Very natural.
I'm focusing more on freelance work. I've always been interested in.
This helps connect your past and present.
I've always been interested in storytelling. Now comes one of the hardest questions.
Oh, no.
How would you describe yourself?
I hate this question.
Everyone does.
Most people say the same things.
I'm hardworking.
I'm passionate.
I'm a people person.
That phrase has almost lost all meaning now.
Completely.
So here's the trick.
Don't just label yourself.
Show your personality through small examples.
Instead of saying,
I'm funny.
say something like,
I'm the kind of person who makes jokes whenever things get too serious.
now we can actually imagine you.
I tend to overthink things sometimes, but it also makes me very prepared.
I'm pretty quiet at first, but once I warm up, I never stop talking.
I'm the kind of person who makes lists for absolutely everything.
Even lists of lists?
Especially lists of lists.
Okay, hobbies.
This is where conversations become fun.
Or very boring.
Depends how you talk about them.
I like music.
Okay,
I like movies.
cool.
I like reading.
And now I want to leave the conversation.
Instead, add emotion and detail.
I'm really into old jazz records lately. There's something relaxing about listening to music that feels timeless.
Now that sounds interesting.
I recently got into photography, mostly because I started taking long walks during stressful weeks.
See? Now there's a story behind the hobby. Useful phrases. I'm really into. I've recently gotten into. I'm passionate about. It helps me unwind. Now let's talk about goals.
This topic makes people vulnerable.
Because dreams feel personal.
Instead of sounding dramatic,
Sound honest.
I'm working towards.
I'm working towards becoming more confident in public speaking.
One thing I'd really love to do is write a novel someday.
I'm at a point where I want to slow down and focus more on meaningful work. This part is important.
Very important.
A lot of people are scared of sounding arrogant.
But confidence and arrogance are completely different.
Confidence says,
I'm proud of what I've achieved.
arrogance says,
I'm better than everyone else.
huge difference.
And confident people also ask questions.
Yes, they don't only talk about themselves.
This is something many English learners forget.
Talking about yourself is only half the conversation.
The other half is showing curiosity.
What about you?
How about you?
Have you ever experienced that?
What got you into that?
You know what makes conversations memorable?
What?
Honest, little details.
Absolutely.
Instead of saying,
I like traveling.
say,
I love traveling because being in new places makes me feel mentally refreshed.
that's real.
And real always sounds better than impressive.
A lot of listeners probably feel nervous speaking English with strangers.
That's completely normal.
Even fluent speakers feel nervous sometimes.
Confidence is not speaking perfectly.
Confidence is continuing even after mistakes.
Exactly.
Okay, Meera, quick role play.
Let's do it.
Imagine we just met at a cafe.
All right.
Hey, mind if I sit here?
Not at all.
I'm Alex, by the way.
Nice to meet you. I'm Meera.
So what do you do?
I work in publishing, mostly editing fiction books, which sounds glamorous until you're fixing grammar at midnight.
That actually sounds interesting.
What about you?
I work in audio production, mostly podcasts. I spend half my life wearing headphones.
That sounds fun.
It is, although sometimes I hear editing mistakes in my dreams.
That's when you know the job has taken over your life.
Notice something about that conversation?
Yes,
Neither of us gave perfect answers,
but it still felt natural.
because stories create connection.
Even tiny stories.
Let's quickly talk about common mistakes. Mistake 1, trying to sound too formal.
Relax more.
Mistake 2, speaking too fast.
Slow down. Pauses are powerful.
Mistake 3, memorizing huge speeches.
Memorize phrases, not entire monologues.
Mistake 4, apologizing constantly.
Please stop saying, sorry for my English, every 2 minutes.
Most people care far less than you think.
I'm originally from.
I've been living in.
These days I'm working on.
I'm the kind of person who.
I'm really into.
I've always loved.
I'm working towards.
One thing I'd love to do someday.
If you're listening right now and thinking, I still feel nervous,
That's okay. Confidence takes repetition.
not perfection.
Every conversation teaches you something.
Every small attempt matters.
Okay, so now we know how to introduce ourselves,
How to talk about our background,
our hobbies,
and even our goals.
but there's another skill people often struggle with.
Keeping the conversation going naturally.
Exactly, because sometimes the first few minutes go well.
And then suddenly,
Silence.
painful silence.
The kind where both people suddenly become very interested in their coffee.
You know what helps a lot?
What?
Curiosity.
Yes.
People who are good at conversations are usually not trying to sound impressive all the time.
They're genuinely curious about the other person.
For example,
If someone says,
I recently moved to Amsterdam.
don't just say, nice.
Ask something small.
Examples? How are you liking it so far?
What made you move there?
Was it difficult at first?
Those little questions keep the conversation alive.
And they make the other person feel heard.
Can I say something slightly controversial?
Always.
Being interesting is not about having a crazy life.
That is true.
Some people think they need dramatic stories to sound interesting.
Like climbing mountains.
Or traveling to 50 countries.
Or living on a boat with 6 parrots.
Very specific example.
I've thought about it.
But honestly, the most engaging people usually talk well about ordinary things.
Yes.
They notice details.
They describe feelings.
They tell small stories naturally.
For example,
Instead of saying,
I had a busy weekend.
you could say,
I spent most of my weekend reorganizing my apartment, which started as cleaning and somehow turned into an emotional crisis.
that is incredibly relatable.
Another thing that makes English sound natural.
Emotion.
Exactly.
Instead of always saying,
I was happy.
try, I was honestly so excited.
I felt really relieved.
I was a little nervous at first.
I couldn't stop smiling.
These phrases make your English feel alive.
Because real conversations are emotional.
You know something many English learners do?
What?
They translate directly from their native language.
Yes, and sometimes the sentence becomes technically correct, but emotionally unnatural.
For example, instead of saying,
I am having very much interest in photography.
a native speaker would probably say,
I've really gotten into photography lately.
shorter,
Smoother.
more conversational.
One thing I really want listeners to understand is this.
Your personality matters in English.
Absolutely.
English is not only grammar and vocabulary,
It's energy,
humor,
emotion.
timing.
You can say,
I was tired.
or,
I was so tired I almost fell asleep on the train.
same meaning.
But much more personality.
Now let's talk about mistakes.
Important topic.
Because people are terrified of making mistakes in English.
Especially in conversations.
But here's the truth.
Most conversations are messy.
Even between native speakers,
People forget words.
they interrupt themselves.
They change sentences halfway through.
They say,
Like,
you know?
all the time.
Natural speech is not perfect speech.
It's flexible speech.
Okay, practical question.
Let's do it.
What should people do if they forget a word during conversation?
First of all,
Don't panic.
exactly. You can say, what's the word?
I forgot the English word for it.
How do you say this?
It's kind of like
And honestly, native speakers do this too.
all the time. Can we talk about pauses for a second?
Yes, please.
Because many learners think fast speaking equals fluency.
Not true. Speaking too fast often makes people harder to understand.
Pauses actually make you sound calmer and more confident.
Compare these.
Hi, I'm Alex. I work in marketing and I like photography and traveling.
Stressful.
Now, listen to this.
Hey, I'm Alex. I work in marketing, and lately I've really gotten into photography.
Much better.
Way more natural.
All right, final practical question.
What's the best way to practice talking about yourself?
Simple.
Record yourself speaking for 1 minute.
Answer simple questions out loud.
Practice small stories.
Repeat useful phrases naturally.
Talk to real people whenever possible.
And please,
Don't memorize giant speeches.
real conversations are flexible.
Overthink.
To think about something too much in a stressful way.
Examples.
I tend to overthink before interviews.
You're overthinking it. Relax.
Relatable.
Something that feels familiar or easy to emotionally connect with.
That story was so relatable.
She's funny because she talks about relatable everyday problems.
Awkward.
Uncomfortable or socially strange.
There was an awkward silence in the elevator.
I felt awkward introducing myself.
Genuine.
Real, honest, natural.
She gave a very genuine answer.
He seems genuinely interested.
Comfort zone.
A situation where you feel safe and comfortable.
Speaking English helped me leave my comfort zone.
Growth usually starts outside your comfort zone.
Open up.
To become more emotionally honest or comfortable talking.
He opened up after a few minutes.
She takes time to open up around new people.
Easygoing.
Relaxed and not difficult to be around.
He's really easygoing.
I like easygoing people.
Be yourself.
Probably the most important phrase today.
You don't need to impress everyone. Just be yourself.
People connect when you're yourself.
Before we finish today's episode,
We want you to remember something important.
you do not need perfect English to have meaningful conversations.
You do not need a perfect accent.
You do not need perfect grammar every second.
What people usually remember.
Is how you made them feel.
Did you sound warm?
Curious.
Relaxed.
Honest.
That matters far more than tiny mistakes.
So this week,
Try one thing.
introduce yourself differently.
Add one real detail.
Tell one small story.
Ask one extra question.
Little by little,
Your English will become more natural.
more expressive.
And more you.
Thank you for spending time with us today.
We always love being part of your English journey.
I'm Alex,
And I'm Meera.
and this was Simple English Cast.
Keep practicing.
Keep speaking,
Keep putting yourself out there.
and keep believing that your voice matters.
Bye, everyone.